Hello, everybody, and welcome back once more to Anime Yay or Nay. I am the Outback Al.
I'm Chibi Noob.
And I'm Envy Jitters.
And we're back once more. There's no more Junji Ito. We're done with Junji Ito. We're done with spooky season. It's time to get a little bit lighter and happier and fun. And what better way to do that than with the classic anime. I don't know if this is a classic anime. Kirby Right Back at Ya. I almost said Kirby Fully Loaded. You know what? It's basically... You know what? That title actually could have worked. I mean, he does basically just eat things, and he can get fully loaded, I bet. Anyway, this is a Kirby anime. I have not played much Kirby in my life. Have you guys?
Yeah, I played a bunch of the games growing up and recently.
I should bring up that this was your suggestion, so I might defer to you to some degree of lore and whatnot.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so a giant octopus attacks a farm and eats all their sheep and then disappears in the middle of the night. Then there's this little pink puffball in space and a ship shaped like a star, who goes into warp drive, flies to a planet that I think the octopus attacked. And a penguin man, who's the king of this planet, is denying everything with a big Texas accent. And Paul Lind, his bodyguard snail dude, are denying any connection to this octopus attack. But the villagers are like, oh no, it's you, Mr. Penguin. Wah, wah, wah. We know you're the bad guy. Then... the pink gumball in the star flies down after a giant tiki man says a star warrior will show up. So that happens, and then it's a baby. And they gotta protect the baby from Penguin. I sound like I'm on drugs.
You sound like one of those games online where people are like, describe a plot very poorly, or like without using the keywords or something like that without spoilers.
Yeah. So they have to stop Penguin because he bought the octopus from a retail thing in space, and the octopus goes crazy, grows giant, attacks people. Also, there's a Spanish knight, and a Scottish knight, and an Australian knight, and they're all looking for the gumball. But then the octopus attacks and breathes fire, because that's what octopuses do. Octopi? Octopuses. I'm going to go with octopi. So the octopus shoots fire and then shoots flaming baby octopuses out of its tentacles. And the gumball creates a whirlwind and eats all the babies. And then he's on fire, and he burns the octopus to death. And that's your first episode.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know what you were expecting
wrong
here. What did I get wrong? I feel like I got something wrong.
No, you're not. I mean, obviously the pink puffball's Kirby, the penguin is King Dedede, and when he's burning the octopus, he's using a copy ability, which is like one of the signature things of the Kirby games, being able to steal people's abilities and use them.
That boy eats people.
Yeah.
He eats people and then uses their powers against other people who are their friends. It's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, as a concept. I think...
Yeah.
I don't know how much Dragon Ball Z you watched. But I feel like...
Didn't watch any.
I feel there's a monster named Majin Buu. And he's big, round, and pink. And he eats everybody and absorbs their power. I feel weirdly like that was like the evil Kirby. In a lot of ways. I don't know if I have much to say about this episode or show in general. It's a little out there, kind of silly, goofy kind of thing. They're living in a place called Dreamland, so I guess par for the course.
Well, basically, you asked me earlier about lore. Well, in the games, Kirby does live on Dreamland, and he does protect the people of Dreamland
But
from
is he an
monsters
alien?
and King Dedede.
Yes.
No, that was one thing that I haven't played all the games, but for what I'm gathering, Kirby was not really a star warrior per se, like they said in the anime. He's, he fights Dedede a lot in the games, but I don't think they go out of their way to say that, he's destined to save the universe or anything like that. He's just, in the games, most of the times, he's just a lazy pink puffball.
It sounds like a baby.
Well, in the games, he's not even a baby. He's kind of like a young teenager or an adult. He just is. Most of the time in Kirby games, you start off by him doing absolutely nothing. He goes out into greens, beats a few enemies, and then by the end of this game, you're fighting the personification of God. So
okay,
or the devil. So
okay. I don't know what to go with that. I mean, they sound like...
I'm just telling you how it is. Kirby's games always start out easily and kid-friendly, and then by the end of the game, it becomes more epic than it deserves.
I mean, I don't know if this show did that. He did get to ride a star with flaming Dio hair, but it just kind of him being a little cute puffball, and everybody else around him kind of trying to drive the plot.
I'll say the main reason why I recommended this show is because I freaking love Dedede's voice and Meta Knight's voice, because it's deep Southern Dedede and sexy Spanish Meta Knight, as I call him.
That was funny.
There's no way that they should have... Both of them were fantastic.
That was funny. I just wish they gave them better lines.
Yeah, I didn't mind the performances, but I felt underwhelmed by... just the script, because the voice work for Mew Mew was also great, but it had way more funny lines in it.
I'm like, was this... I can't remember when... I don't know when this came out. I don't know if this was
this came out like the early...
late for kids, but I feel like they didn't put their... I don't want to say their best writers, because that seems like a weird thing to say about anyone for kids. But I don't think they put their funniest writers on this.
I will say this, though, as someone who, for some reason, decided to watch all 100 episodes during my sophomore year in college.
Goodness gracious.
There are some funny moments in the show.
Yeah, I just don't think they were really packed into these first 3 episodes, which is a shame. Not because these are the only ones we're probably going to watch, but because, put your best foot forward and put, some really goofy shit in there, I mean,
I guess it was one of those points where they were just trying to, introduce people to the concept of the world.
I get that, but I almost feel like, to some degree, based on the kind of show that it was, I feel like the Mew Mew almost should have been taken more seriously, but wasn't, and I'm happy for that. But I kind of feel like the goofiness of Mew Mew should have been here. Because this is inherently a very ridiculous concept.
And the sad thing, too, is that the whole subplot of Dedede ordering monsters from the space delivery service, that's not even a part of any of the games. That was completely made up for this anime.
I feel like I believe that. I don't know much about the lore, but some of it seems very okay, this is... You needed a mechanism by which to get your monster of the week. And this is what you went with.
I mean, the very first Kirby game, the plot, and I put that in quotation marks, is King Dedede steals all the food in Dreamland, and Kirby has to beat him and get the food back. That's it.
I mean, he seemed to... I think Kirby actually stole a little more food in this episode than anyone else did.
Oh, yeah, Kirby's very much... He is a toddler in this show, or at least his version of a toddler. So throughout the show, he kind of acts immature, and it's up to Tiff and Tuff, new characters that were first introduced in this game, in this anime, to help him out. They're not in any of the games.
I kind of figured that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say this, though. Throughout the show, I wasn't a big fan of Toph as a character. I thought he was kind of annoying at times, but I actually kind of liked Tiff throughout the show. She kind of acts... I almost hate to make this comparison because it's kind of sacrilege, but she almost kind of acts like the motherly Katara figure to her. It's at Kirby, and I kind of liked that.
I think that's a thing that you see in a couple of different things. That's just kind of a trope over time.
Yeah, they always throw that, like, older sister sort of character to throw in there because they need, like, a female voice of reason, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a typical thing you see.
I mean, it's not just the older sister thing. You could see the same thing in, like, Penny from Inspector Gadget or Goslin from Darkwing Duck. I mean, this was just a concept that I think was just always around of, like, having... Again, you're right, the female voice of reason. But yeah, I think it's always whenever you have the inherently goofy main character.
Yeah. I think the whole thing, for me, like, with all the Dreamland characters, I think I didn't mind most of them, like, but Tiff's voice, for whatever reason, was really grating to me. I don't know if it was just the audio quality with wherever I was watching it, but it was just, I was like, I'm not liking how this is sounding.
You talk about the girl or the guy?
Tiff.
Oh, the girl, okay.
Yes. I didn't really care for her voice that much.
Well, I just wanted to make sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, it almost sounded like it was peaking, like, most of the time.
It might have been. We weren't exactly watching on the best quality, because it was, like, old YouTube rips from 4.3 TV kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
I mean, that's definitely what I think that it was I was probably just hearing that. It might not have been as bad had I just, like, actually just been watching it normally, but you can't exactly find this show a lot of places.
Yeah, years ago when I watched it, I found, like, 99 out of the 100 episodes on a YouTube channel, and it was, like, great quality, and that's how I did it, but obviously now it's... obviously been taken down, so...
Well, there's still versions of it up on there, so...
Yeah.
I think I got a decent sense of this.
I mean, I know deep down it's not the best show, but, like, at first I watched the first episode because I was a big Kirby fan. I was like, wait, they made a Kirby anime, I gotta check this out. Then I was like, maybe the first episode kind of ends on a cliffhanger type thing, so I'll just watch the next episode.
Wait, what was the cliffhanger?
And then I was like, you know what? Well, not so much a cliffhanger, but, like... DDD and Escargoon trying to get rid of him or something like that. And, yeah. And then, so I decided to watch the next episode, and that turned to 10, and that turned to 20, and then by then it's like, you know what, screw it. I haven't seen Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, but I might as well watch all 100 episodes of this.
Damn. I don't know that a lot of people would agree with your decision-making there.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, this would not have been one of those shows that I would have binge-watched at all.
Yeah.
I mean, it took me 5 months to do it, so...
Yeah, that's not really binging. Yeah.
No.
But, yeah. It's just kind of like, I don't know. Hoping for a little bit more jokes, I guess. And, like, I agree with you. Great cast, very funny voices, all that good stuff. It is, I don't know that they gave them enough, because, like, there was, like, the other 2 episodes where... they're trying to find Kirby a home, and they get attacked by a block monster, and then Meta Knight challenges him to a duel, and is, like, trying to teach him... It's kind of like a tutorial level, where Meta Knight is teaching Kirby how to fight, and then he fights a big sword bug. And Meta Knight is always, like, commenting and, like, telling everybody what his powers are, and, like... Oh, this is this form of Kirby. Kirby de Fuego. Or whatever. And I'm like, I know you're secretly the mentor character. I don't know.
The thing is that was actually changed from the games to the manga.
I had a feeling. I thought Meta Knight was a bad
games
guy.
to the anime. Yeah, in the games, Meta Knight is kind of like an anti-hero, or in some instances he tries to kill Kirby, and other times he teams up with him. It's kind of hit or miss. In this version, they actually.
I mean, I was always under the impression that Meta Knight was kind of like a bit of an adversary, and that was even watching this show. Like, I knew that going in, and I was just like, this doesn't make any sense.
I actually kind of like that change, though. I actually genuinely liked Meta Knight a lot throughout the whole show. In fact, my headcanon is that's how he sounds in the games, because in Smash Brothers, when they have the victory quotes for him, he sounds Hispanic. So they actually kept that going.
Hey, I mean, maybe that's... Have you done a deep dive on his lore? Maybe he is.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe he was inspired by, I don't know, Zoro? Maybe? I don't know.
I mean, in the games, he's the same species as Kirby, just a lot older.
I was gonna ask, because I kind of thought, like, you two look way similar, except, like, one of you's in armor.
Yeah.
So could Could Meta Knight suck things up?
Yes?
No. I mean, he never does that in the games, but I guess he never attempted to. He's always been using his Galaxia sword.
Okay. I mean, if you found something that works, I guess.
I mean, yeah, because I always figured that they were the same species, so I never understood why he didn't use, like, the same power set. But, I don't know.
Maybe only some people suck.
I mean, I guess.
What about you, Chibi? Have you played any Kirby games growing up?
Nope. Have not played any Kirby. I played a lot of Sonic, and that is it.
Well, there's some Sonic anime out there.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Maybe we can
Well,
look
you got
at
the
that
Jaleel
at
White
point.
show, you got the Sonic Sat AM, and then you got the Sonic X.
I mean,
maybe we'll look at some of those at some point.
I do. Yeah, we should. Although, if we're doing a bunch of 4Kids stuff right now, we might as well go to Sonic X next.
I don't know about that, because I'm kind of thinking, like, we could play... I was talking to you guys and playing 6 Degrees to Kevin Bacon with the voice actors a little bit. Because we can bounce around to a couple things based on who all is in this show. We can get to that. What else do we have to say about the show?
I don't really have a lot to say.
What do you... this is, obviously, in the Japanese version, they actually had a legit theme song.
Yep.
But in the 4Kids dub, they obviously had to wrap it up. What do you think of the theme song?
Kind of forgettable.
Which theme song? Are we talking about the one at the end or the beginning?
I assume the beginning, right?
Yeah, like Kirby, 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 it's the way that you go. Kirby, 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 he's the star of the day. He's more than you think. He's got maximum pink. Kirby, 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 he's the one.
No. Just big no on that. I was not a fan. I'm just gonna say it. It's a show that is not for me. I am not its target audience. I was not enjoying myself watching it.
You sang that whole thing. Goodness gracious. Great balls of fire.
I mean, when you heard it 100 times...
You never skipped it.
No, I always skipped it for the 3 episodes that I went through.
I ironically like it a lot because it's so shit.
I'm a little disappointed. God. I'm like... certain exceptions to the rule, of course, but 4Kids has had a lot of good openings.
It has.
I mean,
I'm not saying that it hasn't.
The One Piece rap as an exception, but, there's always going to be a shit track among a greatest hits album every now and then.
I mean, let's not forget that 4Kids made the most popular anime opening of all time with the Pokemon theme song, so...
Yeah. I mean... Yeah, sometimes you're going to have a miss. This is just kind of a middle of the road. I gotta say, the whole thing is a bit middle of the road to me. It's a bit of a middle of the road opening. It's got a good cast, but it's got middle of the road writing. And, I mean, it's like... It's passable. I'm not going to say there was anything in here that was like, oh, I hate this. I'm giving this an A. There's also really nothing in here that I was kind of going like, oh, I love this. This is hilarious. This is amazing. You know, you get a chuckle kind of out of some of the voice actors a little bit. But I feel like those chuckles could have been
obviously, we weren't the target audience. This was meant for like little kids, and I think for little kids it's fine. But like, unless you're remotely curious, if you're a Kirby fan like me, you could probably skip it. And that's coming from someone who did enjoy the show in a guilty pleasure kind of way.
I mean, hey, you like what you like, man. That's cool. Any other Kirby lore dumps you'd like to drop on us? You can take the show at this point. We're not watching the rest, so if you have like some stuff you like, oh, these are the big highlights, you know, you can let us know.
I mean, there's episodes that get really weird in concept. Like, there's like DDD and Escargoon have really weird schemes throughout the show. Like, there's one episode I remember where they turned the entire town to a game show, and if Kirby loses the game show, he's exiled from Dreamland, which I thought, okay.
I had a feeling that was kind of where they were going to go with a lot of these concepts, just like, let's get rid of everybody.
That's because DDD is jealous of Kirby, obviously, because he just doesn't like him. But the salesman guy who works for his boss named Nightmare, they're the sworn enemies of the Star Warriors, and at the very end of the show, Kirby has a final battle with Nightmare, and he defeats him.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
Any big 4Kids, they changed something or did something?
Not that I remember. I mean, there was one episode.
No, I was just gonna ask if you actually watched the original, because that would be a way to know if it was changed.
The only time I watched the original was there was one episode that they never, for some reason, they never translated into English, and I watched the original sub, and I'm going to be completely 100% honest, the sub voice actor of Escargoon the Snail is absolutely horrible. Like, he irritated the shit out of me just from that one episode, so I'm like, you know what, I'm actually kind of glad I watched the sub. I mean the dub.
Any crazy, weird, this had to be purely for localization kind of thing?
Not that I can remember. I mean, it's been 5 years since I've seen the full show, so I'd have to go back and rewatch it if I really wanted to, but I can't remember if they made any, Yu-Gi-Oh! Pokemon censorship edits or anything like that.
Trying to look on Wikipedia if there was anything like big that they did. Yeah, not really.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, this was fine. I'd probably give it a meh. Like, I think it's good for some people, maybe not so good for other people kind of deal. Like, if you like Kirby like you did, I think, like, probably people would really enjoy this show.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those weird things where, like, I enjoyed watching it, but a part of me was like, why am I enjoying watching it? I know it's not that good.
Do not feel bad about liking what you like and enjoying the things that you enjoy. Because that's for you. You know?
Yeah.
If you enjoy, and I'm saying this to everybody out there, if you enjoy watching something, even if people say it's stupid or inane or why are you doing this to yourself, if you're getting something out of it, I'm not necessarily talking about you, I'm talking a little bit about myself. I watch some stupid shit. If you're enjoying yourself and you feel like you're getting something out of it, good for you, and you do that. Don't let anyone tell you different. Except for us. If we tell you not to watch something, don't watch it, because we know much better than you. What am I talking about? Yeah. Do we want to play 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon now?
Okay.
Because I got a good one.
Sure.
Okay, so the voice actor, there's a number of voice actors I can't recognize here, but one who stuck out to me was the customer service dude, who was like the guy with the sunglasses or whatever, and showed up on the screen. That guy is voiced by a man named Dan Green. You may have heard of him.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Now, I'm sure there's a lot of great Dan Green roles. Very important to a number of shows. But I think for our next one, for the next show that we watch, we have to do probably the most iconic Dan Green performance. And that is Sky from Winx Club. We gotta watch Winx Club. So we're gonna do that next time. And we'll see who else is in there, because I'm sure there's going to be some other people who are in there that's really good, and I'm sure it'll be amazing. So, yeah. Next week, Winx Club, first 3 episodes. Do not watch the one on Netflix. That was a redone dub by Nickelodeon. I'm sure it's fine.
I'm sure it's okay.
Yeah.
It seems all right. It's probably more accurate to the source material than 4Kids, but hey,
we are not here for that.
It's 4Kids.
We are not here for accuracy. We are not here for quality. We are here for, quite frankly, we're here for some trash.
Yeah.
And if there's anything 4Kids can apply,
mid-2000 dubs.
If anyone is famous for their cheesy, stupid line-having, weird, bizarrely localized and censored early 2000s dubs, it's 4Kids, and that's what we want. So, go find it. Chip, you said it was on YouTube, right?
It is on YouTube. It has a playlist with at least like all of the 4Kids episodes, so you can at least find numbers 1 through 3 on there.
See, I know 4Kids is defunct now, but I know their licenses got bought up by other people. I don't know if they're just at the point where they're like, we don't care anymore, because I feel like you can find any 4Kids dub of anything on YouTube now with no problem.
I don't know, but it was just really weird trying to find information about the 4Kids dub for Winx Club, because
it doesn't exist.
Wikipedia page has been scrubbed.
Yeah, it doesn't exist at all.
It exists in the episode title listings, but that is it. That is it. That is the extent that 4Kids and Winx Club are mentioned together from what I looked at the article, and this was like, what, half an hour ago, you guys?
Yeah. I had to go on a wiki to find it.
Yeah.
But doesn't matter. We're going to judge it for ourselves.
Yay!
Doesn't matter how history has judged Winx Club and Dan Green's iconic performance as Sky. We will judge. History may have forgotten, but we will not.
Alright.
We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell icon for notifications. If you enjoyed this video, give us a like, and feel free to check out some of our other gaming videos, our weekly podcast, Anime Yay or Nay, or our parody series, Madoka Magically Abridged. See you next time!